Well, hello everyone. My name is Abigail. I'm part of the team Traceroute from Emerging Technology class, and I'm also the founder of Let's Talk Tech, which mission is to provide all the IT advantages to regular users that are not such involved in the IT. So let's start. I'm gonna share my screen. Just a brief um, introduction to the whole project. So this is the vSphere environment where the whole project was built. As you can see over here, Team Traceroute, that's our cluster. And inside our cluster, we have all different type of equipment, which will make a whole system. So we have domain controllers, which is where the Active Directories are. We have the HCP servers that are the ones in charge of giving automatic IP addresses to our clients. We have a Windows client, a Linux client, and even the Linux client get the address automatically from it. We also have web servers, and it's pretty much complete as you can see. Everything is on right now with the green screens. And my main intention with all of this, when I was looking for the additional value, was to have some kind of tool where the team will be able to manage or see the main characteristic of the whole system in one screen or one dashboard and not having the issue of go equipment by equipment to see what was wrong with each one, or if everything, even if everything is okay, just to have the tool that allows us to have the big picture in just one picture, to kind of reduce the work on it. So usually, because most of our equipment is Windows, the main or the first option will be Azure, which is the way to go on companies right now where they are looking to have a hybrid system or even a whole virtualization. And I actually did, I try it. Here it is. It is Azure AD. So the main complication with this thing is that you must have it download on a system that is 24 hours, 7 days a week available, because it is doing the connection constantly, matching if everything changes either in the users or in the schema. And when you don't, let me see if I'm able to show you. Yes, I think so. Okay, so I even have a picture here. You're gonna start getting emails about this is when I disconnect my remote access. And of course, because I'm out of the system, I start getting this alert that the system is not able to match or communicate. I found that the Azure elements are really into the security aspect more than the product itself. Is like, I can understand security is the major thing right now, but for what I was looking for, it was like too much for me. I even got this other advertisement, like if you're gonna work with Azure, it's a multi-factor require tool. So there's no option. There's a 30 days free trial, which I acquired, not with the student account though, because the student account, that's another thing with Microsoft and Azure. You have your limitations, right? So if you have an account as a student, you do have credit, but there's not so much things that you can do. So that's the thing with them. You may have a free, like I had to do it with my personal account, and I do have credit. I will show you, but you pay just to have access to the menu, I guess that's the best way to put it, because you pay them money and then they show you what you can do, but you have to pay separately for each one of those stuffs. So we'll see. And with my personal account, I managed to match it with the student one. like merge them together. It's a mess. I got the 30 free day trial, but only 14 days with single authentication. And it's like if you're gonna use your stuff, you need to do multi-factor. So 14 days until I'm required to do the multi-factor stuff. Going back to our remote, so I show you it is here. And you basically need to designate an equipment that is going to be on the whole time. So this is the account I have for Traceroute. And my main intention at the beginning was to start with hybrid option for the Active Directory. So that option Azure has for Active Directory is Microsoft Entra ID. And I usually I couldn't find it too useful because here it is, see, Treasure Lab. And I did the migration because it is connected with the one I showed you just on the desktop. And it got my users. Here they are. It even has the instructor that is the one we use for the example. My team is over here. And you can also check the sign-in messages. So it tracked the logs, but beside all that, it's like that's it. I found it useful if you're, for example, a manager and you can lock a user, create a user, delete a user for any part of the world. You do not need an equipment that is part of the domain. But basically that's all you can do because, for example, this is what I was telling you. This could be useful because it's a self-service password reset because apparently most of the IT department services goes into helping users that forget their passwords, of course. So this will allow the user to do it by himself, which reduce costs, improve experience, but of course, you pay on top of what you pay to have this service. So it's like a pyramid, something. So for example, this one, recovery services vaults, I found that part of what I was looking for to have a duplicate of what we have on vSphere, but outside of our system. This is really similar to Veeam. We end up using Veeam for backups. Recovery Services Vault also is for backups, but it costs extra, which doesn't compare with Veeam, that was free. And going just lastly to our cost management, that is the last thing I wanted to show you. I got my credit. See, you get 30 days of free trial, as I've been repeating, with a credit of $281. And there are some services that do not cost anything, like the one I'm using. So that's why I haven't used any of the credit, but you still have to create an account and access just to the 30 days of trial to being able to even use the free ones, like the AD service I installed. So I was getting nowhere with this, and it was not really what I was looking for. So I found these other options. I found these other tools that actually do not require to have nothing download. The first time you're gonna install it, you do need to do it on a domain machine. But after that, you can check them anywhere in the world as well because you only require a web address to do it. So this one, the first one is called PRTG. This one was approaching to the thing that I'm looking for because as you can see, my domain is already here. And this is like a big map of their structure. You can see the names, TRDC1, the gateway. So what I found really useful with this tool is that they do Linux. So we have our Linux client over here, which most of the tools do not consider. They just focus on Windows. So that's a big thing. But I do find kind of, for the type of user that I am, I found this kind of difficult to understand. It's like too much. I know that my partners on the IT field will gladly love this. And probably they are thinking, what? Difficult? No, it's amazing. It's really easy to understand the structure. Like, for example, here is coming back to DC1. Everything is okay, but Windows updates. So it's telling you this particular equipment needs Windows updates. So you can, as a technician, go directly and fix that particular issue instead of losing time looking to what is wrong, what happened. So I check a little bit more of this. I even download the report. But as I told you, for me, it's like even the graphics. It's like, okay, I got you. Kind of wanting to give an image of this is too much for me. I'm showing it because probably for you is perfect. You, as a Linux user, you're looking for something like this. But I mean, you also have the logs information over here. And because it's so completed, but again, I believe it's much focused into IT people, you also have the ticket service here. So in this same task, you can create the tickets and handle the tickets. So you get everything here. This is not free. You also get a 30 days trial, but I found this amazing because for your clients, or if you are the client, it gives you enough time to see, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of this, or this is not for me, like this is the case. I wanted this, but not like sometimes too much is just too much. So for me, this is too much. But hey, there's the option. I know some people are just gonna love it more than this one. I found this other one. Sorry, I cannot do two things at the same time. This one is called IP Monitor as well. It's not free. You get the 30 days trial. But I found it more user-friendly. You can see here all the main, you can decide what are the things you want to check on your equipment. And also the first time when you download it, you need to do it on an equipment that is part of the domain. But after that, you also have the option to check it through your web page on whatever part of the world you're. And you get to decide, okay, I want to check from my devices. This is what I was checking from the beginning. From the devices, I want to check the CPU utilization so I can find out, hey, this equipment is almost over the CPU uses. We need to change it before a crisis, right? So be proactive instead of reactive. And to check communication, I found this quite cool. You can see how it changes through time because it's constantly checking your equipment, right? So this is telling you through ping, how much does the equipment take on time, 1 millisecond, see, to communicate back with it. So it has the IP addresses of all the equipment, it's checking communication constantly. The disk utilization is also here. And I'm not blind. I'm seeing the red point, and I'm trying to stay on time. I don't know how much I've been recording, but I'm trying to stay on time really, but I want to show you as much as possible on this. So I'm not blind, as I was telling you. See how this changes? Now it's telling me, okay, these two is taking longer. It's milliseconds, but still. And you have this on these red dots, right? So I'm not blind. It's telling you, okay, you have two down monitors here. From your whole system, these two have problems. So you can click on it and see, okay, what's the issue? And it's telling you that the main issue with this is that the monitor status is lost because it failed the test. So it's not like the equipment is wrong. That's why you still get the pink answer on it. But this particular test is not working for this tool. So you can go and fix that particular thing also and not panic about, hey, this is red, what are we gonna do about it? So, oh, and also one last thing, the reports, you also have the reports, but I want to show you the difference. See, this is the report status for the whole system. So more pretty looking to the eyes of the people, I guess. More easy to understand. And you can actually print it, email it, save it to have the reports. So for me, this was the tool that I think accomplished what I was looking for and what I will offer to my clients, which again are people that is not deep into tech, but we want them to take advantage of what tech has to offer. So my option for all of this will be this one. And that's it. See you next time.